Hey, what's up guys? You got your brain Andre here. Welcome to another video. So for this video, I'm going to be doing my part 2 of my Omens card reveal. Or sorry, not reveal. Sorry, not reveal. Review. Card review. This one we'll be talking about the Dragon, Shadow, and Blood cards. So, let's go and hop right into it. Thanks to everyone who supported me on my, supported me with the first video. Alright, so the Dragon cards, I think, obviously, you know, I play a lot of dragons, so obviously I'm like most excited for these cards. Just because like this, well, I'll just go ahead and talk about it as we get down. But yeah, so first we have the fifth Omen, which is Galmiux or Galmiux or Galmiu, I think. The Omen of Disdain, which is a 5-mana 5/5 with Fanfare in hand 7. Deal 1 damage to all followers. Whenever this follower takes damage during your turn and this follower is not destroyed, evolve it. So, alright, so whenever this follower takes damage, whenever this follower takes damage, if this follower is not destroyed, deal 3 damage to a random enemy follower and deal 3 damage to the enemy leader. So this card is essentially a piercing rune effect. It's also very strong because like it's strong, but it's also random as well. But most times it will be like pseudo random for you. The reason why this card is like so good is because the reason this card is so good is just because it has a self-evolve ability, which is nice for Ozzy to Haka. 2, it also does a not small amount of chip damage to your opponent, like because you can technically chip this card like multiple times in the same turn, and then just go ahead and just hit your opponent for a lot, like possibly say anywhere from like say 3 to 6, maybe even possibly 9, if you can like get a little bit well. It also discourages your opponent from playing tokens, so it's like actually very nice. Now, so for the Order of Disdain or whatever, or you know, like the Disdain sub archetype, what they want to do is they actually want to go ahead and get either bonuses for combat damage, or get bonuses for taking damage but being able to tank it, you know, in like true dragon fashion, because you know dragon scales are very hard. Now this card in particular, 100%, I expect people to realize their folly and then bitch about this card. I've seen a lot of people call this card a worse Staff of Whirlwinds, and that is a laughable joke. Holy crap, you are so bad if you think that. Just because like again, this card most times is gonna come out, it's gonna go ahead and like wreck shop. It's gonna go ahead and like help set the board for you, clear the board, things like that. The other part of why this card is like so nice is because this card, if you're going first, you can possibly say play Galm on 7. Well, start on 7 mana into Ozzy the turn after that, into Ozzy again after that. That's a lot of damage. That's so much damage. And because they're gonna be stuck dealing with the Galmi from the turn before, like it's just so much of a nightmare for your opponent to deal with. It's crazy. I like this card so much. Next, Jabberwock Nightmare Spawn. So obviously, as you see here, we have some like Yu-Gi-Oh style text in the making. So there's a lot of text. I'm just gonna go ahead and just, go right on down. So first, can attack. This is obviously a big volley, but yeah, can attack. Vampire, randomly banish one of the lower cost ballers in your deck, and then gain plus X, X equals the cost of the banished card. At the end of your turn, randomly banish one of the lowest cost ballers in your deck, and then gain X plus X again. X equals the cost of the banished card. At the start of your opponent's turn, if this baller has at least 10 attack, deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower. If no enemy followers are in play, deal 5 damage to the enemy leader instead. So this card is really hard to evaluate. Now for me, I think the card might have some usage, but I don't actually know. Because like, right, so on average, you're gonna have a bunch of like 2-drops or whatever in your deck, right? You're gonna have a bunch of 2-drops, which means that this card will hit a 7/7 at the start of your opponent's turn. A 7/7 is not quite the 10 attack that you need. They need to be able to fulfill the effect. So that does actually matter a little bit, and will mean that you want to actually be able to trigger it on your first like 2 turns of it being in play. You also still can't attack with it either, and you still have to wait for it to like banish stuff to you. Which means if you only banish 3 2-drops, this is something at 9 attack, and that's 9 is not 10. So yikes. Then of course this guy also has an additional, well, I say additional effect when he's evolved, which is true, but yeah. When he's evolved, the threshold goes up to he deals 7, but you have to have 12 attack or more. Also the continuous banishing is constant, like it literally will banish a card up until you like run out of creatures for it to banish. So so that could like be, you know, a bit of a detriment or positive depending on like how you look at it. You can look at it both ways actually. You can look at it in the sense of, okay, well suddenly I now don't have as many like lower cost creatures in play, or sorry, lower cost creatures in my deck draw, so you're technically, thinning out your deck and giving yourself like better top deck possibilities. However, the other thing you have to remember is that while that's true, the other thing is true as well, that well, typically speaking, cards in Shadowverse have gotten better over time. So therefore, now when you like banish a card, you might actually care about the card you banish. Like, so for example, in the past, we used to play, we in Dragon, we used to play stuff like say Unica and whatnot. If you were just like banish a Unica for this guy, sure, no problem at all. But now when your 2-drop that you might banish might Feline, or might be or it might be, I guess, like Dragon Summoner or something like that, or say or say like Somniferous White Worm, you might care a little bit more about these, right? Although generally speaking, the biggest one they care about 100% is Feline. I don't think you really care about any of the other 2-drops, but yeah, you care about Feline. So the best or most ideal way for you to have this happen is for you to have to banish a 3-drop and a 4-drop to be able to trigger this effect. But that requires you to either not have 2-drops, have a very small amount of 2-drops, and then draw all the 2-drops. And those two things are not good, or sorry, they're not good for long-term tangible success with this type of deck. I don't think. Now that being said, obviously, something could change, and we could actually find ourselves in a spot where this card something becomes good to play. Because technically thinking about it, if you are actually able to fulfill this effect and your opponent can't deal with it, suddenly you just have a 10/10 dude that just doesn't die ever, and it can just be used to be a giant annoyance. That's actually a pretty cool thing. You can also play that, and you can also play Jerpa as well, and then just kind of double down, be like, hey, I'm firing my laser, hey, and just make it total light show works and whatnot. But it's kind of like a doomsday machine that kind of seems really, really hard to get off the ground. But all that being said, you think that with all these drawbacks and cons and stuff like that, that I'm actually sad or frustrated about side games for printing this card. But no, if anything, I actually applaud side games for printing a card like this, just because many times when you play, when you as a player play, say people you yourself the viewer right now, who go ahead and you watch card review videos, you browse Reddit like 3 hours each day or whatever, or you play the game for 6 hours each day or whatever. You're most likely kind of geared to being a competitive casual. But there are casual players that just play for the fun of it, where they play for memes or they play for unrealistic ideas, and they're fine if they lose, just because that's just some people exist to want to play bad cards, and this is a card for them. And I actually really like the side games kind of stuck with that. Additionally, for those of you who are competitive casuals, this next point is for you. Would you really prefer for those of you who already complain about cost and rotation or whatever, to have another instant 3 of legendary? I wouldn't. So it's one of those cards. It's fine for everyone. Just because Galmiu on her own is already so strong, so strong that it doesn't matter. Even if they gave us here's a block of wood that says block of wood, has no text, it's your legendary, it costs 4 mana, it's a 1/1. Yeah, they could literally give us something like that, and it would still be fine here. Just because again, Galmiu and as well as the rest of the dragon is really strong. So shout out to Side Games, 100%. I applaud you guys for doing this. Next card, Disdainful Rendering. Disdainful Rending. So this is a 1-mana spell. That's crazy. The last time Dragon got a 1-mana spell. Well, one of the last times Dragon got a 1-mana spell, that was for Stormborn Wings, and Stormborn Wings is very, very strong. So this one is deal 1 damage to an ally follower, then deal 3 damage to an enemy follower. This card can only be played when both have a targetable, when both players have a targetable card for the effect. But this card's still very, very strong because again, like I said, you have the Galmiu. So you'll go ahead and you'll play this on 7 and trigger it. They'll take another 1 mana to go ahead and activate the effect. They'll go ahead and trade. Then go ahead and trade into say a 3 attack or lower creature. Then go ahead and deal up to 6 damage to the enemy board. Sorry, deal 6 damage to the enemy player's space, and then possibly clear off 3 units, anywhere from 2 to 3 units, and just be a giant annoyance for your opponent because you'll still be alive as a 5/1, but removal isn't as common. Sorry, but small damage removal isn't as common right now for many decks. So, and then Apostle of Disdain. Apostle of Disdain is a 4 mana 1/5 storm. Keep in mind, storm is already a very key thing. And then whenever this follower takes damage, this follower is not destroyed. EM plus 2/0. So basically, this card also makes this card very, very good. So obviously speaking, the big thing is what can I do with this card? And this card is another card that I really like that they make for when like pushing certain archetypes, they make kind of like puzzle cards that kind of like seem like again like a doomsday machine, which this card is, because like this card has the possibility to do, I think, let's see, to do like 13, 15 damage. Yeah, 13 or 15 damage on yeah, like if you hit the high roll, which is like kind of crazy. Or sorry, not 13 or 15. I'm like off by that. Well, I'm not off, but I'm like slightly incorrect. So for this card to do 13 or 15, you would need to have four. Right, so you need your opponent to have a board, and then also have at least like have at least 2 units in play for this. So you can like play this twice. Then suddenly the card does 5 damage. They also there's also some other buff cards as well. Then you like play those, and then boom. So some of these cards like hits for 9. So it's not bad. Like 5 cards, 9 damage. We take those. Like it's gonna be like very, very cool. It also kind of reminds me a lot of Rom Hellscream from that Hearthstone, just because some similar kind of card, except one card only needs to take damage once, and this card needs to take damage a bunch of times. So that's like fine. I don't mind that at all. Alright, and then next, Giselle, Mermaid Leader, or sorry, Mermaid Healer. I'm sorry. So she's a 1 mana 0/3. This is actually kind of crazy. Keep in mind that that card like this is actually prayed as something like say Mark and Killing, but that's fine. At the start of your opponent's turn, restore to defense to all other allied followers. This card is nuts. So this card is very, very nice for PDK, because a lot of times when you're playing PDK, what you want to do is you want to be able to evolve the PDK, then trade into a unit. But that becomes kind of hard, because when you do that, you put yourself in range of getting destroyed by damage effect. Like say for example, if you trade into a 2/2 as versus Haven, suddenly your PDK is back in the scripture range. But now you can do that. Then trigger this to play with PDK, and then heal the PDK up back to 5 HP. So therefore, it's now no longer in banish range. That's nuts. I like this card a lot. Additionally, the card is also good with Galmiu, because again, you can make Galmiu take a bunch of damage and then heal Galmiu back up later. Now, this card will mainly see play in the PDK. So you might be able to play Galmiu PDK or something like that. That just be wild, just be popping up, be like, hey, light shows, pings, base damage, burn, hey, or something like that. That's like kind of cool. Now, keep in mind that card like this is one of the greedier type of cards, because like it doesn't actually do anything on its own. You need to have other cards and play with it to make it better. So I suspect this card will probably maybe be like a 2 of, or maybe a 1 of. You might be able to argue for a 3 of, but I don't really think it will be a 3 of. So yeah, probably like a 2 or something like that. And that's like kind of cool. All right, Griffin Backguard. Griffin Backguard is a 4 mana 3/4 with ward, fanfare, game +0/+3 if overflow is active for you. So basically, this card is basically like Rahab intensified, or like you can also think of it as like Grim Reaper intensified as well. Like the card is very tanky in overflow. Like it's like very, 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 very nuts. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Just because like bad stack wards are like a premium dragon. Like again, typically speaking, as dragon, you either want to have ward, or you're gonna have a boatload of healing. So in this case, you just get ward, and that's like not bad. Like because it's like a cheapish ward. One second. Like, all right, yeah. So a combo you can do actually is you actually can go ahead and play the ward first, then play Galmiu, and then go ahead and play Disdainful Rendering, and then go ahead and then evolve Galmiu, then trade, and then deal 3 damage, and then suddenly you have a 5/1 Galmiu that's like scary, and it's also behind a ward. So that's pretty crazy. I like that. Next, Disciple of Disdain. Disciple of Disdain is also one of the most anticipated cards going into this. So Disciple of Disdain is a 1 mana 1/1. Vampire, deal 1 damage to an ally follower, then draw a card. So this card is basically like Ivory Dragon, except it has synergy with your deck. You also need to overthrow and think that you just need a target. You just need a targetable thing. So again, similar thing for both the Apostle as well as Galmiu. You'll go ahead and play these, cycle your deck a little bit, then trigger their effects to gain like other bonus things. That's like very, very nuts. I definitely expect this card to see play. This card will definitely be one of the more crazier silvers in this set, just because like it has so much synergy inside its own class. It's nuts. Next, Mesozoic Era. This is a 3 mana spell. give an allied dragon follower +2/+2, and the following effect, last word summon a dragon's nest. This card is nuts. I like this card so much. So again, buffing your card doesn't always happen that much in Dragon, but like it's actually very, very nice here. The reason why it's so nice here is because again, like many people when they first saw Galmu, one of the things that they complained about is that, oh, she has like no, she doesn't gain bonus stats when she evolves. She doesn't gain bonus stats when she evolves for a reason. Like one, because giving a card like that bonus stats on evolve, nuts. Do not let that happen. But here you get to play things like say Mesozoic Era and then do it anyway, and that's like very, very strong. Like for example, you can go ahead and you can play this for 7, then play Mesozoic Era on it. Suddenly comes to 7/6. Then it trades into a unit. If it trades into like ideally you want to trade it to a small unit as possible. So if you trade into like say a 2-attack unit, then suddenly it becomes a 7/4, and then it doesn't die to damage removal unless damage removal does 3 damage, unless it does 4 damage. If it does 3 damage or less, boom, suddenly you take 3 more damage for doing it. And then lastly, when everything's said and done, oh, your opponent gets Dragon's Nest, and they can go ahead and recoup the value that they invested in this combo. It's like very, very nice. I like that a lot. Also, the enhanced 10 is nice as well because you gain +5/+5. So you can also use that as reach as well if you need to. Oh, the other thing, you could also use this with new Jabrock as well. Because like if you use this with new Jabrock, then suddenly you'll need to banish a 2/2 and a 3/3 in order to be able to trigger his effect. Or conversely, you can play it. He'll be a 9/9 the first turn. He'll be a 9/9 the first turn, and then he'll be guaranteed activating the turn afterwards. So this is already like pretty cool. I like that a lot. Yeah, like now mind you, this is a spell that just buffs. And typically speaking, we have spells that only buff and things like that require to have a target in play. Those don't always go the best, but I think Dragon can probably handle it just because just because you already have a lot of like very, very nice things you want to be able to play in the first place, right? So not bad. Next, we have Serpent Drake, aka Patron Drake. So this card is a card that I know people like say my boy Point as well as Kevma, as well as myself already kind of speculated we were gonna get. Now, mind you, I didn't expect all of what this card has going for it, but I knew we were gonna get a card like this the second I saw Galmiu. Now, this card is a 3-mana 3/2, Vampire Enhanced 8, gain +4/+4. At the start of your opponent's turn, and this follower has been damaged, summon a Serpent Drake. Now, obviously speaking, this card does need to stay in play when you damage it, but that's fine because we have a lot of cool synergies here that we can go ahead and do with it. This card is basically just like a Hydra of some sort. Like it's like a Hydra that just kind of doesn't die, spawns additional heads each time you try to like cut it off. Yeah. So here we have something that says Disciple of Disdain. You go ahead and play the Disciple of Disdain. Go ahead and trigger your Serpent Drake. Go ahead and draw a card. Get another Serpent Drake. Where you have like say things like say just sell plus that or not, which again would let you do it. Let you keep making Drakes. Disdainful Randing, same thing. Like we'll let you keep making Drakes that kind of like live until the next turn. And then of course we have the Galmiu, who of course when you play her for the enhanced, she'll go ahead and trigger Serpent Drake as well to again make more Serpent Drakes. So the Serpent Drake, while small, is again still very good just because he's annoying as hell. He's annoying as hell. Of course he does have the enhance. The enhance makes him even better just because it means that now when he doesn't die and he's a lot harder to kill now, you will of course get more Serpent Drakes to keep going and keep doing stuff. Like it gives you a nice sort of like it gives you a nice a decent but not like overpowering level of inevitability in any drag deck that chooses to play this guy. It's like really cool. Also, he works as a floating body for the enhanced 10 of Mesozoic Era. It's also very, very nice because again, like when you don't kill it, suddenly becomes like an 8/7 like that also still doesn't die and then still gives you tokens when you fail to kill it in one shot. So it's like very, very nice. Like so all these cards kind of punish your opponent for not one-shotting creatures, and that's like very, very good. I like that a lot. Just because typically in Dragon, many times your opponent can't just like one-shot your creature. They usually have to invest like 1 or 2 battles in things because most Dragon creatures tend to have a typical high-ish amount of HP and things like that. So it's like really cool. Next, we have the Servant of Disdain. Whenever this follower takes damage, if this follower is not destroyed, draw a card. This card is nice. Basically, you want to try to bump into like 2/1, start into like 1/2s or things like that, and then draw cards from there. Like so, for example, fairies, bats, and so on and so forth. It's also pretty good versus Shadow because again, Shadow has a lot of skeletons, things like that. So you just get to be able to cycle and go through your deck. Now, I know one thing that people kind of excited for the type of like disdain deck and whatnot, is that you don't really have a card cycle and whatnot. But I don't really think that's true, and I'll be covering that when I go ahead and shop the deck that I have like made for Omens of the Town for Dragon. So look forward to that. Anyway, next card is, or sorry, the last card is actually Draconic Sniper. Draconic Sniper is a 4-mana 2/2. It can't be attacked. Whenever an enemy follower attacks your leader, deal 2 damage to that follower, then remove this effect. So this card is very, very nice. It's like a firewall type effect from that like MTG. Now, mind you, it only works once, which is like kind of shitty, but it's like fine. If it worked more than once, it'd be like a little bit too broken. Mind you, keep in mind that the only effect that this thing loses when it loses the effect is just the whenever it attacks the leader, deal 2 damage to that follower. You just loses that. It will always have it can't be attacked, so that's also pretty good. This is pretty good for like say Aggro Dragon. Now will Aggro Dragon actually exist still? It's possible, because I mean we have stuff like say the 1-drop as well as Serpent Drake. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, we have stuff like say the Disciple as well as Serpent Drake as well as our Almu, and also this. This makes it possible. It makes it possible for Aggro Dragon to work, although it'll be more of like a aggro mid-range sort of thing. That being said, I'm still very, very excited for all these Dragon cards, and I'm looking forward to quite a bit. Alright, so next is the Shadow. Okay, Shadowcraft cards. So Shadowcraft is also a class I like playing quite a bit of, although you almost never see me play it on stream, but that's fine. So first we have Rulanai, Omen of Silence. Rulanai is a 3-mana 3/3, Vampire Necromancy 3, until start of your next turn. As well as your opponent's hand costs 3 more play points to play. So this is actually very cool. So again, I already kind of sort of expected something like this to happen for some class. I didn't know what was going to be for Shadow up until I saw some of the other cards, but then I kind of realized it was going to happen. Yeah, so this is basically a 3-mana Loatheb. For those of you who don't know what Loatheb does, it's a Hearthstone card. It's a 5-mana. All spells in your opponent's hand cost like 5 more points to play for the next turn or whatever. Very, very strong stun type effect. Just kind of makes your opponent puts your opponent in an uncomfortable spot for like a turn or two or whatever, and then has like long-reaching effects because of that sort of thing. Because it can dictate and affect tempo and things like that. As you see here, it's also 3-mana 3/3, so it's also very, very nice. More 3-mana 3/3s. That's cool. So this card actually will see play, I think. I don't know if we'll see play in Arcus. I feel like it would, just because for Arcus, like how you like lose sometimes is you like lose to say things like say Spell Booster or whatever. Being able to like play spells and charge up their Chimera and be able to like play up their Chimera. But I think as long as you play this card on say 7 and 8 consecutive, as long as you play this card on like 8 respectively, like ideally going first, it limits the amount of charging up that your opponent can do with their Chimera. So if they didn't like charge it up a lot beforehand, you can like do stuff with that. Of course, you can also just like play it at other like crucial key points in time as well. Just be able to do stuff with that. It's also really good versus Haven as well, particularly for Mid Shadow and Unlimited, just because like one of the things that they want to be able to do is you want to be able to stop your Haven opponent from being able to play things like say Themis and whatnot. I mean, mind you, the class overall doesn't really care about things like that. We do care about Themis' Purge, and being able to stop that is like nice. I like that quite a bit. So yeah, it has a lot of like applications, and it's just pretty cool. Next, we have Cerberus, Hound of Hades. It's a 5-mana 3/3. Summon a Mimi, right paw Hellhound, and a Coco, left paw Hellhound, and then give all other allied followers last words. Sorry, evolve. Give all other allied followers last words. Do 1 damage to random enemy followers. Basically, you get to turn all of your allied followers into Balinus. And of course, because this is vampire, so you automatically give this one and this one the balance effect. So that's already pretty cool. Cool. I mean, here we have the tokens. So one is a last words for 2 defense to your leader, and the other one is a Embrace, deal 2 damage to enemy leader. So basically, yeah, so you get like nice things. You get to like create a lot of havoc and whatnot. It's essentially like playing a much smaller version of Doctor Boom, which is like pretty cool because you can do it on 5 and dictate a lot of tempo with it, or try to dictate a lot of tempo with it, especially if you're going first. Or it also just like helps like it's just like a nice like wall breaker. Like it kind of like makes it so you have like a very, very bad turn 6. Sorry, not you, your opponent. This is how your opponent has a very, very bad turn 6. That kind of like leads into other things. Like say you like you playing the 6-drop Skeleton Prince and just being able to go from there. It's like not bad. It does kind of relegate. Just kind of keep Shadow more in that kind of like whole like board flood type of tap out control sort of like playstyle. But that's like fine. I don't mind it that much. It's also pretty good for say something like say reanimate shadow as well. Not because it's a good reanimate target, but because it's a good 5-drop play. And typically speaking, most for a lot of decks that I don't see play, a lot of it is usually just well, they don't quite have the best of curves, and this kind of helps fulfill that curve a little bit. Next, we have the Apostle of Silence. So the Apostle of Silence is a 4-mana 3/4 vampire destroy an enemy follower for ward. So this is like very, very great. So part of the reason why I don't really like the silence line of Omen type cards is because like a lot of their effects are very, very narrow. And they typically won't do anything else unless of course you have to like I guess like kind of like unless of course you end up like winning like the matchup fishing bet or whatever. You have to be versus the class that actually has the type of effect that you like looking to target. So for example, if I'm playing, what's a good one? Okay, yeah. So for example, if I'm playing the Apostle Silence, right, and I'm like versus a deck that plays no wards, then this is bad because it's not actually doing anything, right? So it's kind of like hinders a lot of their playability. Again, they only do the one thing. They only load up whatever. It's like, that's cool, but like it's not. Is it enough? I don't know. I don't think so though. But that being said, being able to blow up a creature with ward just straight just blow it up is a very, very powerful effect. It's just a question of how many wards will we have being played and whatnot to actually make this card better than it is, right? Or rather to word it differently, the card is only as good as the metagame that exists for this card to be good in. There we go. Next, we have Karen, Stygian Fairy Woman. So this is a retrain. Same as the Cerberus thing, which is like kind of cool. Retrains are basically just like they're not like hard reprints. They're usually just kind of same named character, just a different sort of effect. It's usually sometimes similar. So this one is 6-mana 5/5. Fanfare, randomly put a Shadowcraft follower that costs 5 play points from your deck into your hand. So you can use this to literally search for Cerberus. That's like nuts. And then of course, she also has a Evolve Necromancy 5. Subtract 5 from the cost of a Shadowcraft follower. Subtract 5 from the cost of a Shadowcraft card in your hand until the end of your turn. This card is very, very nice. It has a lot of different like niche applications, and typically you'll be using it to flood the board with like a medium-sized card. Now, one thing I like about this card is that you can actually play this card on 7. Yeah, you can actually play this card on 7. Go ahead and put out into play a second card. But obviously, like again, you can use this to put the Cerberus into play. You can play this on like 8 mana to put out a 2-mana Ektar. It's like 2-mana Ektar. You won't have shadows anymore because that drains a lot of shadows, but it's like still a very, very powerful card they can like do. What else? There was like one other one. Oh, for the reanimate deck, you can play the 6-mana 4/5 for 1 mana, and then guaranteed to be able to take the spell from it. That's like nice. That's like pretty cool. Yeah. That definitely a really, really good card. Helps you get onto the board immediately. For some necromancy. Also the whole, as you see here, necromancy. Villanite has necromancy as well. So it's been a while since like had to like compete for like necromancy and things like that. This is a very, very big deal. I actually like this card a lot for that reason. Next we have Orthrus Junior Hellhound. So this one is again another retrain. This one is transfer Necromancy 3, deal 4 damage to enemy follower. This one's very, very strong. I like this card a lot. Necromancy 3 isn't actually that hard to hit. It's not on turn 4. Typically speaking, as long as you play 2-drop and then a 3-drop, well, as long as one of those cards that provided a token of some sort, there you go. There's now your Necromancy 3 to go ahead and activate the effect. So that's pretty cool. And of course, you don't have to care that much about the shadows, just because you also like recoup the shadows if you just like play the Cerberus onto the turn 5. Then boom, there you go. There's your +2 shadows, so you have 3 shadows again if you want to again play this again. Say 6, things like that. The card is very, very strong. I like the card a lot. It's also a decent 4-drop for you to play as Shadow. Now, will you play it? I don't know, because typically speaking, Shadow actually usually doesn't play 4-drops that much. Like pretty much like every single like version of Shadow, they usually don't. Like I think like the only one I've like ever seen like played, realistically speaking, was like Stygian Sergeants and also Necro Assassin. Yeah, like there was like the 2 that I've like ever really seen like played at like running like long-term period of time. Next we have Vile Torrent. Vile Torrent is an 8 mana spell. Summon 3 skeletons, give +1/+1 to all allied followers, and then Necromancy 4, give +2/+2 to all allied followers instead. So basically, like, you just like get to, let's see, you just get to, if you have the Necromancy 4, you get, it's 8 mana, summon 3/3/3s. So that's not bad. It's not great though, but it's not bad. Not really sure how to feel about this card, although the artwork is very, very sick. I actually like this artwork a lot. But the card will be very, very nice. It's probably more. It's starting to be more of an arena card, but it's also very, very nice if you, of course, if you like want to, I guess, like play like Midrange Shadow or whatever in rotation and just like be able to, like just like flip the board. Oh, hey, here's some more board, and whatnot. So that's like cool. Next, we have the Disciple of Silence. Disciple of Silence is a 3 mana 1/4 ward, enhance 6, gain +3 clash. If an enemy follower has ward or storm, give it -2/-0. So this is like nice. It's a nice deep up sort of thing that kind of punches both storm and ward followers. That's like really cool. Now, mind you, again, how good this will be is basically just based off of like how good are the creatures with this keyword text, and how well do they match up versus this creature to begin with. Like for example, a nice example is actually like something like Robomi. Now for the Robomi, the actual creature itself, the ward. This will mean that when this guy trades into it, or when this girl, I think it's a girl, when this girl trades into it, that the Robomi would be a 3/5, and then this card will be a, if you have the clash and if you have the enhanced, they also have the thing, then you'd be able to beat over it and then keep your guy at a decent amount of HP. You'd be able to, let's see, with the enhanced, it's an 8/6, yeah, no. 6/9, sorry. Well, with the enhance and then they evolve into 6/9 creature, and that's a lot of stats. That's a lot of stats. And of course, this girl has ward herself, so it's like very, very nice. Next, we have the Netherworld Horseman. Netherworld Horseman is a 5 mana 3/5 rush. Fanfare Necromancy 4, deal 2 damage to the enemy leader. This card is actually very, very nice. I actually like this card a lot. Now, every now and then I always kind of talk about this with my boy Kiri, but typically speaking, Shadow really almost never has rush targets at all. Has rush units at all. So this is like actually like a godsend for them. Additionally, it's also a godsend for my boy Kiri, just because this one also has like some like nice chip damage and that being able to damage the enemy leader. This is like very, very nice. It's definitely something that they've like wanted for a while, just because again, like typically speaking, you really do not want to have to use your revolves to Shadow, because Shadow actually needs revolves for a lot of different things. So being able to compress that and be able to like avoid doing that if you don't want to is like very, very strong. Additionally, and this part is actually insane, I cannot stress this enough, this card is actually a nice target that you would like to you would actually like to be able to reanimate. Now mind you, a 3/5 rush getting reanimated or whatever, that's like kind of small and kind of negligible, but it's fine because it still lets you contest the board and do things or whatever, which is a big factor here. This is actually something that I've like wanted for a while, just because it makes cards like say the 2 mana reanimate 3 and then the enhance 8 reanimate a 3-drop and a 5-drop, makes cards like that better, makes cards like the whole reanimate package a little bit better, things like that. So we're getting there. Slowly but surely we're getting there. So I actually really like this card quite a bit. Card's great. I like it a lot. Good card. Next card, we have the Servant of Silence. This is 2 mana 2/2, Vampire, enhance 6, gain +3/+3. Remove all effects from an enemy follower except changes to its attack or defense. So this is a very costly enhance effect, but that's like fine. I don't mind it because you get a 5/5 out of the deal. Then you get to like also essentially silence a creature. So that's like very, 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 very cool. Now mind you, they keep changes to their attack and defense, which is like kind of it's not the worst thing. But again, it's just nice. It's just a nice card. Like most times, you should just play this as a fighter, aka just generic 2/2. But of course, being able to have upscaling abilities is like very, very nice. It's like, I think it's like kind of like a counter. It's like a cornerstone of like Shadowverse now. So yeah, cool card. Oh, also for Arena, this card's also nice because this card actually lets you silence the It gives you a class related silence to get rid of Prime Artifact. That's actually insane. Next card, Sinister Sarcophagus. So this guy, despite being a knockoff of my boy Kufagrigus from Pokemon, is actually a very, very cool card. This one is a 4-mana 2/2. Last word is reanimate 2, which is already very, very strong because there are a lot of really, really nice 2-drops you can get back with this guy. And then also has evolve summon 3 ghosts. He gets +1/+1 stats, but you get 3 ghosts. The 3 ghosts can go face. They can do like some cute shit. And then of course he still has the last words, which is again the reanimate for 2. Typically speaking, this would be pretty nice for aggro, just because like you get a bunch of like rush. You essentially get 4 attackers, and you can make up to 4 trades. And be able to just clear, just be able to clear up the board. Most likely, when you're doing that, this guy will probably live too, which means that he becomes an annoyance for your opponent because they want to clear it. Well, they clear it, and then if you say, I don't know, I guess like revolve, bring back like a Lady Grey from that, or if you kill it on your own terms and bring back a Lady Grey on your turn to then evolve it, that's nuts. That's stupid. That's so stupid. But that's like actually like really cool though. So the card is actually very, very nice. Again, this is, like, I'm not sure if this card. I feel like this card was going to see play because in Unlimited, this card is a one card Atomy. It's a one card Atomy that gets you some face damage and also like lets you make a trade and also gives you back a creature later. So yeah, so you do a lot of nice things with this card. But yeah, the card's great. I like it. I like the card a lot. Again, it might help in like reanimate strategies and whatnot, just because it helps give you like more garbage to kind of like play up until you like finally start bringing back your big boys and whatnot. So that's like cool. Silent Purge. Silent Purge is a one man spell. Remove all effects from an enemy follower except change to attack or defense, and then enhance 5, then destroy that follower. So this card is like, so the base one is like bad, but the enhanced 5 is like great. This is the kind of card that they would have maybe wanted to have had when say B&B Force was a thing. This is one card answer to that, right? But alas, we did not have it, so it's like fine. You can't cry over spilled milk. So for the base form, I don't think you'll ever play this for a base form. I think you always play this for the enhanced 5. So the question becomes like, how good is a card they can only ever play for 5 mana? I don't actually know. So we'll have to find that out. Although again, this is yet another card that can kill Prime Artifact and take 2, so that makes this a great take 2 card. But yeah, so that's the shadow cards. So for the most part, the shadow cards, as you see there, they're a lot of like very like anti-meta stuff, which is like kind of cool, kind of nice. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move right onto the blood cards. All right, so first we have Valnariak, Omen of Lust. So Valnariak, despite having very, very cool artwork, has a very, very nice effect as well. So she's a 3-mana 1/3. Fanfare, if your leader has taken damage during your turn at least 7 times in this match, gain +1/+1 and storm and destroy an enemy follower. At the start of your opponent's turn, if your leader took damage during your previous turn, gain +1/+1. So this card is very, very nice. This card. Now I know a lot of people are kind of like focused on the whole how good is being able to blow up a creature. But I think both parts of the card have a lot of merit, just because you can play the card in a lot of different ways, and that'll be pretty cool. Now, if you play this card on curve, if you pair this with either a Rush's Paris or a Gift of Blocking. Now, obviously speaking, you're gonna want to use the Restless Parish one to say next. But yeah, if you play the Restless Parish thing, that means that on 3 mana you can make a 2/4 and then get to draw a card, and that's pretty cool. Just because cycling is great. Having a 2/4 is very, very tanky. It can make a lot of trades. It can trade into the 2/3 stat line and not die. 2/2 stat line for breakfast, things like that. That's like cool. Of course, the prime effect that you do want to have is of course the gain +1/+1 to storm and then blow up a creature. Because like when you fulfill that one, that's basically the same as you playing a mini Emeralda, because you get to do for literally half the cost of Emeralda. We don't need vengeance. You just need to have taken a lot of like self damage. And self damage is both easy and hard to come across. But as you've seen in like limited and things like that, it's not hard at all to like reach these like threshold points. It just requires more like deck building traits on your end, which is cool. I like that. I like that quite a bit. For the whole mini Emeralda thing, that does have some like neat applications. So once this application is on say 8 mana, if you can play both Valnariak and then also play Thunder Behemoth, that's nuts. That's fucking nuts. I like that so damn much. Just because you have a big boy, you have a small girl that's hidden face and whatnot, has storm and things like that, and of course you've made it really hard for your opponent to remove your thunder behemoth, so therefore you don't really have to feel the drawback that much of the whole but now you just have like 3 less mana, so this way does that mean that you would only have like 6 mana or 7 mana to play with? That's big because essentially being able to sort of like just sort of work around removing drawbacks of a card, nice. It's sort of like a deck builder's like wet dream sort of. Yeah, this card 10 out of 10. I like this card a lot. Feels pretty good. Although obviously again, like I said, the 7 damage thing, like that is kind of an unappealing aspect, but it's also appealing one at the same time, depending on like how you look at it. Glass half full versus like glass half empty. Yeah. Next card, Calamity Bringer. So Calamity Bringer is again this card is yet another top 5 probably most hated cards for this set. But this card is very nice. I like this card a ton. So this card is a 7 mana 7/4. Now I would prefer this to have been a 7/7 Kappa, but I do understand why it's a 7/4. It's Fanfare, randomly destroy 3 other followers, then deal 7 damage to your leader if vengeance is not active for you. So obviously you're gonna want to have vengeance active for you, otherwise you're gonna take 7. But you can look at it another way. You can look at it as, oh, well, if I'm at 17 or less, boom, I'm now in vengeance, so I can go ahead and trigger other cards, or play this again later if I need to not have to worry about the penalty. And then lastly, as Evolve, if vengeance is active for you, randomly deal 1 damage to an allied, to a leader or other follower 6 times, or sorry, 9 times. So this card is very powerful just because again, if you play this card and then evolve it for the thing immediately, again, if you've taken 3 damage, or if you've taken 3 prior damage this game, like actually stuck, you're gonna be in vengeance there for this thing's gonna be active. Of course, the shots are all random, which, mind you, it does suck. Again, it's like a sort of randomness and whatnot. However, keep in mind that in this case, it's actually pseudo random. The reason it's pseudo random is because of things like, say, Valnorak, because this means that if your leader is taking damage, yes, it's going to hurt and that's going to suck and that's gonna feel bad, but you are actually giving yourself stacks for Valnorak to be able to go ahead and just become a live card. Of course, the other thing is that the other reason I pseudo random is because it's pseudo random because of the fact that you also have Jormungand as well. Now, mind you, of course, the immediate question: why the hell would I play Jormungand and then play this card as well? However, I definitely think you can play both of them and like a Jormungand type of deck. Typically speaking, just because like most times if your opponent does not, if you're somehow like versus someone who does not have a last words or last words denier or banish or a polymorph or something like that. So basically, versus like dragon, sometimes sword. Forest, things like that, whatnot. What will happen is that most times people will try to ignore your Jormungand, and what will happen from there is that you can then go ahead and actually hit face of the Jormungand, for 5, then go and play Calamity Bringer, blow up your Jormungand. Well, try to blow up your Jormungand because obviously that might not work in your favor. But yeah, try to blow up your Jormungand with the straight 3 from this card, and then go ahead and then evolve this card. And then because you're under Jormungand effect, now whenever you would take the damage, your opponent also takes the damage as well. So what happens from there is actually twofold. One, you now get to deal possibly up to let's be generous and just say that let's say your face like 4 times, right? You then get to do an AoE for 4, hit your opponent for 4 as well. Remove any creature that somehow survived the Seed's Fanfare, and then of course you also have 4 stacks of Valnorak. So that's a lot of different things happening all at the same time, which makes this card kind of hard to quantify. Now keep in mind, you are taking damage. You will be in vengeance most times, which means you could easily be at 6, which means you might be like dead to something. However, also keep in mind that things like say the werewolf guy from the DB&E mini set, the one that gives you a blood moon, that guy exists in rotation. You can play this guy you can also play that guy on 6 if you're playing like a slower type of blood. Say Vengeance Blood or whatever. You can like play that, then play this, and it's like good. Of course, lastly, you don't have to evolve this guy for the effect just because the 7/4 is already very imposing as it is. Just because again he blows up 3 creatures. He's a 7/4. The only drawback to him is that you maybe take 7 damage unless you were in Vengeance, which you take nothing. So it's like 3, like nuts. Yeah, the card is very, very good. I look forward to getting wrecked by this card, or also wrecked this card, because again, nuts card is nuts. Next, Floros. So Floros is actually one of the other invocation cards from the set. I believe we only have like two. We only have either 2 or 3 invocation cards, so we're gonna have like 5 in the mini set most likely. So this one is a 4 mana 5/3 invocation. During your turn, if your leader has taken damage for the 4th time this turn, put a Flowers from your deck into play. Last words restore 3 defense to your leader. And of course his evolve effect is last words restore 5 defense to your leader. So this card again, it's kind of hard to quantify. Now keep in mind that like again, if you're playing things like say Calamity Bringer and whatnot, you can actually if this lands on your face like 3 times. Oh, also, pardon the noise. Like someone's like mowing my lawn or whatever right now. It's bad, man. But yeah, if you're able to go ahead and if you're able to go ahead and like have this land on your face like 4 times or something like that, then boom, you get to blow up the board. You have flowers in play. So you have like what is this? 12/7 and stats in play. Like on your turn 7, that's nuts. That's like this. Oh, sorry. So 12/7. You also have stacks with Balnerai. Life is good, you know. Hell, even if it only lands 3 times, as long as you play like Arres's Parish, boom, there you go. Like you're good to go. Stuff like that, and that's like very very wild, very very nuts. I like this card a lot. Now keep in mind though, that one of the things that I like right now about the invocation cards is that typically speaking, they're cards that you obviously definitely want to get from your deck, and if you have it in your hand, you feel a little bit bad about it. This is like part of why Prophetess of Creation has the effect that she does. That allows you to just like shuffle her back into the deck. If you've like drawn her, so that's like cool. But yeah, so card is great. Card is pretty cool. Now, will the card see play? I don't actually know, because again, as I mentioned earlier, the card is like kind of meh if you aren't able to just like pull it from your deck, because if you have to play this card, as an actual like unit, and actually like invest mana into it, you feel a little bit disappointed. But I don't know. Next, we have Apostle of Lust. So for the Lust cycle, like essentially, they're gonna be like all like self damage things, because obviously you like love yourself and you like want to, I don't know, take damage and things like that. I don't know where it's going. So I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a 5 mana 5/4 fanfare. Deal 2 damage to your leader, then draw 2 cards. Deal 1 damage to your enemy leader, and your opponent draws 1 card. So basically, a lot of self damage is happening here. The self damage for the opponent. I actually don't like that part that much, because like you just want to be able to draw cards. You don't want your opponent to be drawing cards as well. Also, you take 2 damage, so that will help trigger like your Valnorak and whatnot. Now, a big question that you have to ask yourself is that is you drawing 2 cards yourself worth letting your opponent draw a card as well? Mind you, them taking 1 damage is, I guess, kind of relevant as well, because obviously that is technically chip damage. But again, I don't actually know how good this card is going to be, or if like the drawback is like that negligible. Now, mind you, it is a nice 5-drop, and we were kind of missing out on 5-drops for rotation blood. So this will kind of help fill the gaps left by that of like Phantom Cat and also Scarlet. So that's not bad. Next, we have Dark Elemental. Dark Elemental is a 4 mana 4/4 fanfare. If an allied follower was destroyed this turn, deal 2 damage to an enemy follower, and then last words, deal 4 damage to the enemy follower if vengeance is not active. Sorry, deal 4 damage to your leader if vengeance is not active for you. This is yet another one of those, oh, well, try to get into vengeance. If you aren't in vengeance, this card will help like ease you on into vengeance. Now, this card is like, I don't want to say this card's like meh, but like this card is basically just like a vanilla card that maybe does something, and then just like kind of go from there. It's not awful, but it's not like great either. It's like fine. Oh, the having your creature die to deal 2 damage to the follower, that's like kind of cool. You can help like edge creep you into being able to get like damage removal and get possibly work your way up into 2 for 2s or into 1 for 1s. It's like kind of cool. Next card, Wings of Lust. So Wings of Lust is the signature spell for Valeriac. It is a 2 mana spell. Give +2/+2 to an ally follower. That follower then gains the following effect: at the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to your leader. And this follower, again, this is yet another nice card that helps you get stacks for Valnorak. It's also a nice aggro card as well, because again, you just get the buff creature and just start smashing face, and and just kind of go from there. And then of course, enhance 4, give drain to that follower as well. So for the enhance 4, that's actually very strong. Now I don't know I don't really know how often the hand sport thing will come up and be like an actual like nice thing for you to have. But again, it's one of those like it's kind of like, you know, a it's like the cherry on top kind of sort of thing, and that like most times you'll mainly just be playing it for this first line here, just like +2/+2 10 ally follower, because like, it makes it very good for aggro. Also makes it really good for the one card, as we'll see later, which we'll talk about shortly. The one drop that they have, the deal 1 damage again isn't even that bad. If anything, it's actually good for you, just because like it helps you kind of like stealthily charge up Valnarek in the back. That's like great. It also helps you charge up Dark Feast Bat as well, which is kind of cool as well, just because again, all of these things all work for Dark Feast Bat. And help you like make like cool combos with that. Alright, so here we have the one drop. This is one drop I was talking about earlier. So whenever this baller attacks, deal 1 damage to your leader. Last words, do 1 damage to the enemy leader. This card is actually very nice. I actually like this card quite a bit. So again, like what you'll probably end up doing is you'll probably like play this on 1, then play Wings of Blast on 2, deal 4 damage. Deal 4 damage, then deal 4 damage again. So it's like that's like 8 damage, and you went first, and it's like nuts. Of course, when it dies, your opponent will take 1 more damage. So yeah, so your opponent will just randomly take 1 damage from a 1 drop and a 2 drop, and you going first. It's like nuts, right? Nuts. Again, it also helps you charge up Balnarek as well, because again, deal 1 damage. Now, mind you, this is more of an aggro type card, so it's like cool. We actually start seeing aggro blood come back into the format. And when I say aggro blood, I don't just mean like, oh well, OBK that just happens to also be a combo deck. I'm talking about like straight just like, you know, generic like no theme aggro. That's like kind of cool. Next we have the Throne of Solitude. Throne of Solitude is a 3-mana countdown 4 at the end of your turn. If only one ally follower is in play, give a random ally follower +1/+1 and ward. So this text didn't really need to be here, but that's kind of a thing. But anyway, but essentially, you basically play this card, and then like this card, I guess this card like rewards you for playing like more like Highlander type stuff, which we'll talk about when we come down to like Mirror Bane later. Also, yeah, still sorry for the mower guy. I would just like record this later, but I don't really have time. Yeah. Anyway, so this card is like pretty nice for that. I don't know. It might be good for Control Blood as well. Just because like you get to play creatures, and you know that those creatures or that one creature they play each time will be like a ward. That's like kind of nice, but I don't know. Next we have the Serpent of Lust. The Serpent of Lust is a there we go. All right. So the Servant of Lust is a 2-mana 4/2 vampire. Deal 1 damage to your leader. Again, helps trigger your Balnarek, helps trigger your Dark Feast Bat. That's also very good. It triggers Jormungand as well on a vampire, which is also very good as well if you care about that. Whenever this follower attacks the enemy leader, restore 2 defense to both leaders after damage is dealt. That's like nice. So basically, this card is the kind of card that is gonna be a nice question for both players to want to deal with. So this card is very great. It's very great for trading. It's also good for going face. It's good for trading because it for attack is so much. It's so much. Because it means that when you evolve it, you can do 6 damage on 2 mana to a creature. That's nuts. Of course, when it attacks face as well, both players get to heal. You care a little bit more about the healing your opponent does. In your case, you get to heal for 2. And in your opponent's case, they just only take 2 instead. So it's like nice. This is a very well designed card, I think. Alright, next card, we have Bloodthirsty Hamster. Bloodthirsty Hamster is probably gonna be like the Tove or Bladed Hedgehog of this set. And that 1, he's very cute, and 2, he's very snowbally. So this is a 2-mana 1/3. Whenever your leader takes damage for the first time on each of your turns, gain +1/+0. So basically, this card is gonna be a card in which you want to try to pair it with like Restless Parish, or you want to try to go first and play the disciple, and go play the hamster, then attack with the disciple. You have a 2/3. You have a 2/3 that can become a 3/3 next turn, things like that. And it's like very nice, very nice indeed. Very snowbally as well. It means they can actually take self damage to tempo stuff out and just kind of go from there. Because again, you can do this, play Valnarek or whatever, things like that. Just control the board. Have a lot of very overstatic creatures that just keep growing, things like that. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Next we have Flamesnake Swordswoman. Flamesnake Swordswoman is a 4-mana 2/2. Vampire summon 2 serpents. Vampire enhance 8, give Bane and Rush to all allied serpents. So honestly speaking, I really hate that they printed this card. The reason I hate that they printed this card is honestly the dumbest reason ever. But I hate that they printed this card because I know many people like didn't really like the whole well side games that print like 3 or 4 snake cards or whatever, and then like abandon the archetype or whatever. Like I didn't really think I don't even now I didn't really think that the whole like snake thing was like supposed to be like a solid archetype thing. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be just like a one shot type of like archetype or whatever, or not again not even archetype. Just like a one shot for a set, because like there's many card game sets that they do this every now and then. Like they just go like print something or whatever, and then just like stop touching it and things like that. It's like save for like a later date like that. Which obviously does like beg the question of like, oh, why would you print it in that case? But sometimes bad cards need to exist, or like bad stuff exist, and this is like one such thing. That being said, this card essentially, for all intents and purposes, is like one step removed from being that of the of the Raven card. There's really a card for this that just does bad things instead. Which like it's which is a 2-mana 2/2 enhanced 4 summon 2 bats. That's basically it. Like, but for this one is a Fanfare summon 2 serpents. And then it also has Fanfare enhance 8, take up the Bane and rush to all allied serpents. So this one I'm actually a little bit surprised that this costs 4 mana. Because the other one, again, like I said, the other one costs 2 mana to get the effect. But maybe there's like some like synergy here that I'm like missing somewhere. I'm not sure. But yeah. So that's like cool, I guess. Again, I don't really like it, but it's like fine. It's whatever. It's like small. In take 2, this card would be pretty good. On 8 mana, you can basically use it as a really ghetto version of the Shadowcraft card that gives you Ghost that have Bane and Rush or whatever. That's like cool. Or sorry, Bane and Storm. Sorry, Bane and Storm. And then here, last we have the leader card, which is Venom Fang Medusa. I'm not gonna talk about her because she's not actually a card that comes down this set. It's just this is a card, and then this is what she does. So you're like aware of that. Alright, so that was the Blood, Shadow, and Dragon. So obviously speaking, I'm excited for all 3 of these classes. In particular, I'm mainly just excited for the Blood and Dragon. Sorry, yeah, for the Blood and Dragon, just because like I actually play a surprise amount Blood. I didn't really realize it, but I just do. So I'm actually really excited for that. Just because I believe that Blood is like one of the better decks to play like at the start of an extension, just because it usually has a very fast deck. Use to try to like cheese GM with, and I like that. I like that so much. But yeah. So this will conclude my part 2. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button again. I'm sorry for like the lawnmower guy or whatever, who I think is done, so I won't really hinder part 3. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.